Joe was a regal type individual. He stood erect. He smoked a pipe. He had that noble air about himself. Somebody everybody looked up to, recognized him for his accomplishments, for what he was doing in the community. And also, I retired as VP of Information Technology at the water company. After I'd been there and had been promoted to management, I used to go to the board meetings. I used to have to report to the board meetings. Joe Hammond was on the board of Waterworks, and I met him there too. I met him at Joe's plan, but I also met him being one of the board members of the Louisville Water Company. But at the time, he was the only African-American on the board. You could tell the way he carried himself, that he carried himself with the respect, and everybody respected him. He was a business community man, yes. I would say that, without a doubt.
I first met Mr. Joe Hammond around 1965. He was working at a bar cafe on Magazine Street. It was across from a bar called Bucket and Lena's. And then I think Mr. Hammond from there built his building and opened his own bar. The finest nightclub, physically, the nicest. The side room, they used to serve dinners there. And then they stopped, and I believe they moved in pool tables, or somebody moved in pool tables. And the bartenders always seemed shorter than they really were, because I believe the floor was a little bit lower on their side of the bar than on the customer side of the bar. We had this friend that would work there every once in a while. We called him Hobo. And Hobo was big and strong, and I was much, much lighter than I am now. And Hobo would reach from his side of the bar and pick me up and put me over inside that bar. That was just an amazing feat in my mind. We were students at U of L, all white, the only white faces that went in there because Mr. Hammond had the best jukebox with jazz and blues in the entire state.